What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and real quick before we start the video, I just wanted to say go ahead and follow me on Twitter if you have not. I officially have what is basically a 99% version of my streaming schedule for the weekdays for the month of October and the weekends for the most part. If something, happens, at the last second and I have to cancel the stream or anything, or maybe I add an additional stream or something like that, follow me on Twitter is the best way to see that. But I'm really trying to stream more, and I really want to try and make time for that. So I'm going to force my time to make more time for that and be able to stream more with you guys, be able to talk with you guys, communicate you, because it is fun to stream, and it is fun to be able to have different conversations with a lot of different people and everything, especially from around the world. I feel like I want to try and make something when it comes to kind of a international kind of streaming community. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. There are going to be different games. I haven't picked the games exactly yet because obviously I do play some, but there are others I would like to stream as well. So I'll have that list probably by the end of the week, and then I will also post it on my Twitter. But the schedule itself is pinned to my Twitter, so make sure you follow it right there. And I hope to see you guys at all the streams. If you can't make them all, I understand that completely. But if you're even able to stop by for 5 minutes, just say hi. That's always appreciated. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time, everyone, we'll take it from here. What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today I thought I would go ahead and throw my hat into the pot, or whatever the terminology is or whatnot, about the Kid Buu, that global, and I think it actually just dropped for you Sunday night, Monday time for you guys. It's kind of a weird time for Kid Buu to be dropping, but I'm getting tweets and stuff like that about, hey, I pulled Buu in like one multi, and I was like, okay, cool, great. I was like, I guess he came pretty fast for you guys. So anyway, so my thought, I'm just gonna quickly throw my thoughts onto the banner. Should you really summon? In the end, it's up to you, because the whole mentality of I will save for a later banner, there's always gonna be a better banner, right? So in the end, it all depends on what you personally want to run, but you might also want to consider what you can find in terms of the friends until the friend system is truly improved, which could be a while, just saying. So anyway, so first off, let's go and take a look at the banner. The only thing that's really changed from the banner is that on JP we had the Strength Nuker Goku and the Int Nuker Vegeta, because they're from the Kid Buu saga and they got their Dokkan Awakenings. Global, you've had that for quite a while now, so they don't put that in there, and they are putting in the Int Trunks. Yes, you guys get the Int Hero Lead Trunks, who is, obviously a really good card. So if you want to go and pull for it, the banner itself is not bad. There are a lot of good featured units and everything, actually. So if you have the stones for it, then go for it. The one thing I will say, though, and to be cautious about when it comes to point for Buu, it's not that he's bad. He requires, depending on what team you run him on, he requires certain cards, but Global does have an advantage over JP, and I'll get into that in a second. But the thing that you have to also keep in mind is the fact that finding a Kid Buu friend is gonna be hard. You'll find them for the first week or two, and then after that, you maybe find them once in a blue moon, unfortunately. So it's really hard to find, and that's why the gameplay in the background is showing them on what I consider to be the better team for him, and that is the Villains team, and that is the team that Global, you get a really big boost on. You get an extremely valuable boost when running him on a Villains team, because you have the key boost from the Goku Black, and that is really, really important right there. Now, one thing to also keep in mind is the fact that if you are running him on his Int team, you need at least 2 support units to go with him. Preferably 3, though, because the support unit's always off rotation. So you need, if you're obviously running 2 Kid Buus, you're gonna need at least 1 support unit on rotation every single time. And what Kid Buu extremely lacks is the key links. That lack of key links, he did not get any buff on Global, by the way. The lack of key links really can hurt him sometimes if you don't have certain cards. And unfortunately, Global, right now, you don't have that Int Scouter Vegeta, which is the +3 key attack and defense at 40%. Support, ultimate support basically for your mono teams. You don't have that guy yet. So that is a bit of a downfall right there that you're not going to have for a while. We didn't get it. We didn't have it right after we got Kid Buu either. I think we got it after Gogeta's when we got it. And even I pulled him. I got one of them actually. And I'm not going to lie, he obviously makes the team a lot better, but Kid Buu's team is just, it needs really specific cards to work, and even then, it does not work sometimes, which is the really big downside. Now, what do I think is a really good team to actually run him on? That's not bad, because Buu himself is strong. He gets 100% up in the attack, and as long as your HP is 30% or above, you get an additional 70%. And if you can hit that sweet spot with the big bad bosses, That's an additional 25% right there, which is ridiculous. So he's getting a huge attack boost. The dude gets hit though, and it's like having a bull run through a china shop and the thing hits Boo essentially, right? He just cannot take a hit. Thankfully, his super attack though, he does heal 12%, so that is really nice right there. And if you throw some double attacks into him, then he can basically heal, you know, twice basically, which is really nice. So that is something to keep in mind. But the nice thing about having the Kid Boo there is that A, he's a hard hitter, which is nice. So if you don't happen to have one of the spots where he's getting attack, you can have him attack and everything, and boom, get a critical on him. The dude's doing some great damage. He's truly doing some good damage. Unfortunately, mine in the video though does not have the crits implemented in him yet because I need the orbs, and I'm lacking on the orbs right now. So that is the only reason you are not seeing any criticals from him right now. But the nice thing is that you both have Rose to give the key, and you have Goku Black. Goku Black will most likely be off rotation because in a real mindset, you'd have double Roses, obviously Rose on each rotation in the middle there. And then you would probably have, you know, either Murzamas or maybe the Omega Shenron or something like that, or Cooler. If you notice, I have my Cooler in here, although Cooler is off rotation for the purpose of the gameplay that you're seeing in the background. But when you have that, Kid Boo gets that +3 key, and then he only needs 3 key to attack. Now, I am running Zamas personally in the video as my leader because I like that extra stat boost that he gives to everybody, and it actually does kind of make a little bit of a difference. But the nice thing is that automatically starting off with no support except for the Rose, Boo already has 7 key. He doesn't have 6 key like he does on his normal team unless he has the support units. He has 7 key, and he only requires 5. It can be a bit of a downside sometimes. You've probably seen that in the gameplay. There are times where he does not get the attack, but once I can get some orbs into him and get some additionals and some criticals, he does start to work pretty well. So personally for me though, I would say I like running him on my villain team. I actually do like running him on my villain team, but personally for me, I have him off rotation. I do keep him off rotation. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, what's the point then? Why have him off rotation? Well, you always have someone off rotation no matter what. But every time he does come around though, it tends to work out because you can use those first 2 slots to set the orbs up for him, and he is guaranteed a super for the most part. If he's on the end of the rotation, he's an off for a few turns, he comes back, he can heal you up a bit, he can help you get that sweet spot of big bad bosses and get all those attack links and everything, and it is really nice because he does share things like Brutal Beatdown with half of the villains team that you are seeing, with my Omega Shenron, with Janemba and things like that, and Brutal Beatdown got a massive power boost on at least the JP version of the side of the thing right now. And I believe Global, you either got it or you're about to get it. I think you got it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It basically bumped up from like a 500 attack up link to a 10 or 15% link, which is a huge boost. It's a huge boost, especially on his 120% lead team. So it'll also be really interesting in the future, though, to see what category he goes into, because Kid Boo could sneakily be really good on that team, even with the lack of key, especially if he gets put onto a team that has something like Rose and everything, okay? So, but if you're running this guy on an int team, though, Global, you're a little limited, unfortunately, because you haven't gotten Battlefield. And the reason I bring up Battlefield is because Battlefield gives you the medals to awaken your Metal Cooler, the int one. And Metal Cooler Awakened gives you key for his passive. His passive gives key automatically to extreme types. It's just like Rose and Goku Black's. And he gives an attack, and he might give him a defense boost. I'm not 100% on the defense boost, but he gives an attack boost at least, and that is really nice right there. Then you throw in the Scouter Vegeta, which you guys will get, you just simply don't have it yet. It could be the banner after this, I'm not sure yet. But you throw him on there, and that's 2 rotations right there that you are getting a nice attack boost, a nice defense boost, potentially with the Cooler, I can't remember like I said before, and you're getting +3 key, which means he's having 9 key at the start already. So an ideal kind of like int team that you could run him with is obviously going to be double Kid Boos. You're going to have Buhan as his best friend. You're going to have the Scouter Vegeta. You're going to have the Metal Cooler. And some people will actually say to throw Turtles instead of the Cooler, because Turtles has like big bad bosses, he gives key, but the key is only 50%, and if Kid Boo cannot really take a hit, sometimes Turtles does come around and you don't have that passive activated. And that 20% obviously is nice and big bad bosses and everything, but he's obviously gonna be a floater, which means you're automatically getting big bad bosses with Buhan and everything. So kinda doesn't really make sense for me personally to run him. I do run him though, because just I don't have the medals to awaken the Metal Cooler, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a downside. And then that last slot that I would throw in somebody, I would personally be throwing either in Janemba or to block basically, or I'd be throwing in the Android 13 because he's an orb changer, and again, he helps with that lack of ki that Kid Buu does not have. Another person you can also throw in there is the Int 17. It's the Hellfire 17, I believe. He's provides himself ki. He has shocking speed and everything, which is really nice. So he's not a bad card by any means. Not to mention his super is really easy to level up if you pull any of those tech or physical 17s basically before awakening them. So that's pretty nice right there. So he's another solid option right there. Another good solid option, which I kind of showed off in another video earlier on during the month, I believe, was taking the Baba Shop Deborah, and if you awaken him, then he is able to provide +2 ki automatically, and then he has a a very high chance of raising your attack and defense by 20%, or sorry, 30%, which is really, really nice. So yeah, he sneakily does work in there, and he has like those Majin links and everything, and he links pretty well with some of the other guys. So if you had to do that, so those are a lot of the cards that you can run with the Kid Buu and make this team sneakily good. But again, you have to have those certain cards to really make the team somewhat flow. And unfortunately, Global, you don't have half those cards. So personally for me, I would possibly say skip the banner, not because Kid Buu is a bad card, but because you don't have half the cards to make his team necessarily work. If you have a good villains team, on the other hand, though, and you want a powerhouse in there, go for Kid Buu. I'd actually say go for it because, again, Rose and Goku Black combined right there, not to mention having the physical Omega, and you can have those, those good attack links and everything. He can sneakily be really good on a villains team, and he's not going to have trouble supering or anything like that. The only problem with the villains team, though, is that it's hard to find the villain friends because everyone's running the Goku, the Coolers, and the Vegetas and everything. I was going to say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but unfortunately, you guys don't have that. I'm not even going to get into that because I know people are still pissed about that, but nonetheless. So, anyway, those are personally my thoughts on the kind of team you can make with him, whether it's on a villains team or an int team. Personally, Global, right now, if you pull him, he's going to be best on a villains team. Int later down the road, which is kind of sad, unfortunately, because, again, you need some of those cards to really make this team work. Now, you could make a team like Kid Buu, Buhan, Janemba, the Hellfire 17, the Turtles, and then I guess the sixth one would be maybe the Deborah, I guess, because he doesn't get the key. He only gives the key as a super high chance when he's Undoken Awakened. So he's not bad. There is a decent team right there that you can run, but again, it's not going to be flowing really well, unfortunately. And obviously, you want Kid Buu to be attacking because he's your strongest card on that team. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting there. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below, though. Are you going to be running him on a villain team? You're going to be running an int team? You're going to wait on him to maybe pull him in a different banner because he does obviously come back, so he's going to be easier pulled there, maybe. Or you just don't care about Kid Buu and you're going to be completely skipping no matter what banner he comes to. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Hashtag 30K subs because we are so close to being there. Let me know you want to be doing that for that special video as well. And until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.